Hello everyone, it's Sage here and welcoming you to the Executive Corner Expert Talks 20-minute roundup, and today we have Mr. John Jackson, the Executive Director of Senior Trust, and we bring you industry leaders, successful business owners, market and equity advocates, all under the one roof to help you discover the insights of the stock markets and help you understand how one can create multiple passive income streams. So in today's show, we're very lucky to have Mr. John Jackson, who's the Executive Director of Senior Trust. To give you some background, John has been involved in making investments in the retirement village and aged care industry for many years. And John has been instrumental in retail offerings for a wide range of commercial properties and retirement village entities as an advisor, director or manager. He's also led senior executive officer positions in a number of financial service organisations. So welcome, John. It's a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you, Sage. It's a pleasure to be here, particularly on this, reaching across the Tasman on this Anzac weekend. So yeah, thank you.
Absolutely, a very auspicious weekend it will be. So without any further ado, let's not keep the viewers waiting any longer. I'm sure they're keen to hear from you. 2020 was a difficult year for the world, the whole world in fact. However, the retirement sector remained relatively resilient and Retirement Village enjoyed buoyant sales. How do you think the retirement sector is placed for growth in the post-pandemic world, please?
Yes, Sage, there's no doubt about it. The retirement village and aged care sector in New Zealand came out of COVID stronger than it went in, through the auspices of good management by the operators. There were no outbreaks of COVID in any of our villages here in New Zealand. And I think the driver for the booming sales post-COVID has been that many senior New Zealanders suffered from social isolation during the lockdowns and had a lot of time to reflect on their loneliness in a large family home, and have made the decision to move to an environment that offers them not only security but social interaction, backed up by aged care facilities.
Exactly. Thank you for your insights. I mean, we're doing a Zoom now and it's a pleasure talking to you, but it is quite cold. And I can imagine having to talk to your grandchildren and your children over Zoom just wouldn't be comfortable. So
it's
yes.
Not the same, is it? Sage?
No.
Yes.
There's been a growing interest and acceptance for retirement villages amongst senior Kiwis. How well is Senior Trust positioned to benefit from opportunities within the retirement sector, please?
Right. Sage, we focus on the premium end of the market, lending to private operators who are offering a top-end solution in a preferred destination. These private operators have been very quick to react to the increased demand and enjoying a significant expansion. So we're leveraging off that expansion and enjoying an increasing demand for our mortgage-backed lending securities to those private operators.
Fantastic. Sounds like a great opportunity there. How is Senior Trust placed in creating value for investors, please?
Well, there's no doubt about it that income yielding investments in this current low interest environment are becoming increasingly hard to find. Senior Trust has had a long history of offering a attractive, steady income return derived from mortgage securities, and we're finding that an increasing number of investors are turning their attentions to the opportunities in the retirement village sector, particularly in an environment where bank deposit rates are tumbling.
Yes, well, like Australia, the New Zealand housing market's just been booming, and I don't think it's going to stop anytime soon either. So, yes, get in while you can. Can you throw some light on the company's current portfolio of loans, please?
Yes, we've got 7 loans out into the marketplace at the moment. As I mentioned before, to private operators offering a premium delivery in preferred destinations. For example, we've got a retirement village land in Kerikeri in the north, with the attraction of a very favourable subtropical climate up there. A lot of the Aucklanders are moved to that as a destination location. Again, in Orewa, just north of Auckland, we've got offering retirement by the beach. And then we go to the far south to Wanaka, just over the hill from Queenstown, where again we offer a destination location that people prefer for their retirement years. So it's these premium locations that have achieved market dominance that we focus on.
Sounds absolutely idyllic. I mean, the scenery of New Zealand is boasting beauty and magnificence from what we know, and Wanaka is a famous tourist spot. So sounds like a beautiful place to live out the golden years.
Sure, and also very favourable climates. So there's a lot of New Zealanders now who are moving away from the major metropolitan areas into those destination locations. Yeah.
Yes, to enjoy the peace and quiet, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
So, Senior Trust has been providing investors with steady returns backed by retirement village assets. Are there any challenges that might come up for Senior Trust in the short term or long term, and how is Senior Trust prepared to combat them, please?
Right. Well, the short-term challenge we have, and it's a nice problem to have, is that to keep up with the demand for funds. You know, the industry is expanding at a great rate, and we need to run to keep pace with that growth. So that's in the short term. We're favoured by a low interest rate environment. That means not only is our investment product attractive, but the feasibility of new retirement village expansion is improved by a lower cost of funds. So that's the first challenge. In the longer term, there's no doubt about it, we need to position ourselves to meet the significant capital underspend in the aged care sector of the industry. There has been a major lag in capital expenditure in New Zealand in aged care, and with a tsunami of seniors coming into the marketplace, living longer, needing more intensive, more capital expensive aged care. Certainly there is a huge spend in that segment of the sector.
Yes, you'd want to be in a place that's well equipped with the best medical and safety equipment, I suppose.
Yes, you're exactly right. New Zealanders look for a continuum of care. They want a retirement village operator that can offer them not only resort style living while they can enjoy it, but health facilities when they need it.
Exactly, yes. Wellbeing's become a prime factor these days, especially with people living better quality of lives as they get a bit older as well. So,
that's right.
What are the expectations of Senior Trust in the light of potential scenarios of retirement sector and demand for retirement villages, in your opinion?
Well, we're about 2/3 of the way through the post-war baby boom of people entering into retirement. So there is another estimated 10 years of significant demographic growth in those and people entering into retirement. So that'll be the big, continue to be the big driver over the next decade.
Absolutely, and now that the Trans-Tasman bubble's open, perhaps even Australians heading over to your beautiful idyllic shores to retire.
Well, that's right. But you're so right, Sage. You know, internationally, people do cross borders to retire. We see this, for example, in Europe, where many expat people from Britain retire to the south of France. So we welcome our Australian cousins coming across the Tasman, that's for sure.
Sounds great. So where would you like the company to be in 12 months from now, please?
All right. Well, we want to continue the success of the past and stick to our knitting. So we'll be continuing to focus on the retirement village sector, but we will achieve significant growth over the next 12 months. And while we will remain industry specific, we will certainly enjoy a significant diversification in terms of geography and also in terms of operator. So the company will look to expand materially, but stay within its existing business operating model.
Fantastic. Well, it sounds like the strategy's been working thus far and the growth you've been seeing has been immense. So hope it goes well moving forward. And was there any final thoughts you'd like to provide to our esteemed audience here at Kalkine?
Yes, particularly to those Australians in the audience, I'd encourage them to have a close look at the New Zealand retirement village sector. It's an orderly, very well regulated industry. It's based on an investment model that has stood the test of time over the last 30 years and is currently being successfully exported to both Australia and the United Kingdom. If you look at in Australia at the activities of Ryman and Somerset, you'll see that what they're offering there has been very well received by the marketplace. So we believe that there is a great opportunity for those investors seeking an attractive income yield to participate in a well-regulated, orderly industry that's driven by significant domestic demographic growth.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for your valuable insights today. I'm sure our audience appreciates it just as much as I have. And that was a fabulous show. It was lovely chatting with you, John. Thank you again for your time.
Thank you, Kate.
And with that, I'm Sage and I'll sign off for today, but do watch this space for more. Until then, stay apprised and invest wise with Kalkine.